Hello everyone, my name is Jordan, also known as X-3. Today I want to teach you guys this lead that I've been working on. It's also known as a ghost lead, and this ghost lead has a lot of detuned saws, and we also link them up. It's a complex synth, but it can actually be put to good use in an EDM pop track. So I'm going to play a little demo of the synth in action, and then we're going to get to this. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is throw in a combinator, make everything nice and tidy, and we're going to name this lead, or actually ghost lead. Something that seems so transparent should be ghost. Anyways, I'm going to throw in my Thor, and Thor, the first thing we're going to do after we open it up is that we're going to set our keyboard mode. This actually controls which pitch to move up to, rather than to go from a hard cut in between notes. So you can do this with two ways. You can throw your portamento up to 64 and turn it on. But to really have no note layer over one another, we're going to set it to mono retrace. So that way, mono means one note. So it doesn't matter what keys you play, they will always transpire to the next pitch. However, with the portamento turned on, it actually glides a lot smoother. So that's where we get that shortness from. But I want to detune this and give you guys a little bit more powerful synth. So we're going to bypass our first filter. And I'm going to turn up my decay and sustain on my amp envelope, so when I play a note, it's going to ring much fatter and it's going to stay constant. Okay, so the second thing I'm going to do is start messing with my oscillators. So I'm going to run my 1, 2, and 3 through the first filter, and I'm going to make sure that my second filter can go through. So I'm going to turn on 1, 2, and 3 here as well. So for my first analog oscillator, I'm going to set this down 2 octaves. Much more fat, but I want to kind of have this a little bit better sound. So what I'm going to do is throw on another analog oscillator and take it down 2 octaves and set it to square. Now if I play a note, it sounds more like a buzz rather than a lead. More like a bass. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this little button over here on sync, and it will sync these two to the same pitch. So if one sounds a little bit lower, it's going to raise that up and play it at the same time. So it sounds pretty cool, but I want to take it down some. I wanted to transpose a little bit better. So what I'm going to do is make sure that this is a little bit detuned. So I'm going to throw on a multi-oscillator. I want to turn it up, let's see, 1 octave. And I'm going to leave the amount at 36 instead of 28. So now our lead has a little bit more crunch and a little bit more heaviness to it. If you don't want it to stop so short, you can always raise up your release to give it a little bit more stuff, so it doesn't end too harshly. The other thing I'm going to do is throw on my chorus and bring the dry wet all the way down to about 1.3. And I'm going to bring the dry wet down to about 40. So that way we have a little bit more oomph in our synth. So that's pretty much it. Except I'm going to remove some of the frequencies. Now I know what I've said before, but this synth requires it. So what I'm going to do is turn on my P1. I want to take my frequency down to somewhere around 78 and drop it. So go over to 78, drop it, and that's it. You can do this with the same at 2.5 kilohertz. So 2.5, somewhere in there, and take your Q all the way down, but take your gain all the way down, but throw up your Q all the way. So that way when you play this synth, it's not going to basically, it's going to remove two of these different peaks. So if you want to maximize this, just go ahead and do so by throwing on a maximizer, take an off limiter, put release to auto, and turn on your soft clip and turn it up to full. And thanks for joining me, and I'll check you guys out tomorrow for a super special Sunday. And of course, thanks for following me. If you want to check out the newest tracks and stuff, you can always follow my SoundCloud. And of course, hit a like if you like this. Anyways, I hope you guys have a good one. And yeah, see you tomorrow. Peace. So everyone, I wanted to say thank you guys so much for following me. And as always, I hope you guys have a good day. It's been pretty stressful today, unfortunately. My microphone won't cooperate with me and unplugged from the holster, so I guess I'm just gonna dismantle the whole thing and take it apart. But yeah, I have problems like this every day. But don't let that stop you from having a good one. So other than that, I hope you guys do have a good one, and I will see you later. Peace.